Hello guys and welcome to the 12th video of the HTML series tutorials. In this video we're going to be talking more about links, okay? We're going to talk about customizing links, how they appear, how we can choose whether to open a link in the same tab, in a new tab or window or whatever. We are also going to talk about links pointing to IDs, and that's pretty much it, I guess. Okay, so let's go ahead and delete whatever you already had on your file and only keep this. Change the title, make it more on links. I already changed the heading one, change the paragraph as well, save it, refresh, and your website should appear like that in 100%. Okay, also delete everything except this in the external.css file, and I want you to go ahead and create a new file and call it second.html. Okay, you already know how to create an HTML file and open it with Notepad++. If it opens in this window, I don't know if you are using separate windows or the same one for Notepad, you can simply drag the tab to the other window. Copy this, paste here, change the name to second page, change the heading to this is the second page, and change the paragraph and say this page was created for experimental use, let's say. Okay, save. And what we're going to do now is create a link. Actually, add some page breaks first. Here, okay. And now add a link pointing to nowhere for now. Just type go to second. Copy this, go to the second HTML file, copy here. Actually copy all that to have the base page breaks as well. Okay, and change this and type go back. Alright, great. Now I want you to point this, since we are on the same folder, we do not need to add any slashes or whatever, or any double dots. We just go ahead and add and type the name of the file, which is second.html. And on the second file we have to add index.html, so that whenever we click go to second, we are going to be redirected to the second.html, and whenever we click go back, we are going to be redirected to index.html. Let's go ahead and refresh, see if it works. Go to second, this is the second page, go back, more on links. Okay, click this all day if you want, the same thing is going to happen. Let me zoom in a little bit now. Now let's copy the page breaks and create 3 new links. Name this Google, name this Wikipedia, and name the last one, let's say inc.com. Open Chrome, go to Google, copy the full URL. You have to have HTTPS blah blah blah. Then go to Wikipedia, paste it here, and inc.com, copy this and paste it in here. Save, refresh, and here we have our new links. Alright, What if we did not want our links? The default is blue for non-visited and purple for visited links. But what if we did not want them to be underlined and purple or blue? We wanted to, let's say we wanted the links to appear as plain text. Of course, we would have to add some CSS. Okay, first of all, let's add some margin right, let's say 30 pixels, so that they will not be one so close to each other. Okay, now let's go ahead and add a new property that we're going to learn, which is called text decoration, and type in none. This will remove the underlining from all links, all 4 actually, and also change the color to not auto to black, because auto would have them purple again. Okay, now all the links are black, but what if we wanted just these links? We would have to add a class. Go ahead and add class ext for external links. Okay, we have already learned that we access a class in a CSS file or in a style block, whatever, it's the same, by typing the name of the class, like ext links. But what if I told you that you can put this right here and access all the links of this very class? Refresh, and what is wrong? Oh yeah, we did not add this class here yet. Okay, great, save, etc. What happened now is that we change the style, the appearance of just these 3 links down here. They still work. They will redirect me to the other web pages, and this works as well, but this has the default appearance, while these 3 have the appearance that I asked the browser to display in the external CSS file. Okay, let's say now that the hand is not enough, and we want, whenever we hover the mouse over the link, we want the link to become red, become bigger, get underlined, and also have a different font, let's say Arial Black. Okay, what we have to do is copy this and type hover. This will access all the links of class ext links that are hovered with the mouse. So we have to type color red because we want red color, text, font family for Arial Black, font size and say 175%, and text decoration underline. We removed it here and we want to underline the hovered ones. So if we refresh, ta-da, what do we have? We have underlining, we have red color, bigger size, and a different font, Arial Black. Okay, let's add a font family here as well. Let's add Tahoma, for example. Okay, Tahoma becomes Arial Black. And you can see the other 2 are not influenced. Wikipedia and Inc.com are not influenced. They do not change the appearance. Their appearance does not change whenever I hover over Google. Of course, they will move a little downwards and to the right because Google gets bigger and the browser has to display, still has to display a margin of 30 pixels in between them. Okay? So, but let's say we do not want them to just boom change. We want the change to be smooth. Let's say half a second. So we can add another CSS property, which is called transition, and say 500 milliseconds. Save, refresh, and boom, it takes half a second to become red, bigger, underlined with a different font. Okay? But whenever I unhover the mouse, it goes boom back, because whenever these rules stop applying anymore, it goes back to these ones, and I do not have any transition rules for going back to normal links. So let's say that I want these to get big in half a second, but I want them to become small again in 2 seconds. I can add a transition, and instead of 500 milliseconds, say 2 seconds. I'm going to save and refresh, and now I hover, it gets big in half a second, I unhover, and it gets small in 2 seconds. Okay? Works pretty well. Great. So, what else? Let's say that other than the hovered ones, we want to change the style of the visited ones. So we have to copy that again and type in visited. Let's say that we want the color to be green. I'm going to save, refresh, and they're going to become green. Now, just because the green rule, the visited one, is after the hover, they will remain green. Shall we place it before hover and save? They will become red because the last rules override these ones. Okay? The browser says this is a visited link. It has to become green. Okay, make it green. Boom. But if I hover, which is the last rule, it has to become red. So go ahead and become red. Okay? Again, if this was afterwards, the browser would say this is visited, so it has to become green. This is hovered, make it red, but just because the visited rule is after the hover rule, make it green again. It does not matter. Make it big, change the font, underline it, but you have to make it green because the rule about green is after the rule about red. So since we want everything to become red when hovered over, we have to place the green rule before the red one. Okay? If you have any answers, just comment below and I'll be happy to help you. What else do we have to say? Okay, let's say that whenever we click on a link, we do not want to be redirected to Google or whatever in the same tab. We want a new tab. Okay, in order to do that, we have to use another attribute, and this is target, and we can set it equal to, let's say, blank. Since we did not change Wikipedia or Inc., if we click Inc. or Wikipedia, we will be directed to that website in the same tab. But since Google has an attribute, a target attribute with underscore blank, it will redirect us to Google, but actually, sorry, it will not redirect this tab to Google. It will open google.com in a new tab. So let's try this out. We click and it opens in a new tab. Of course, there are more options like underscore self to open it in the same tab, underscore parent to, in case we are in an iframe, to open it in the parent frame. We're going to cover iframes later on, or top to go all the way to the top and open it in the same tab. Okay, we're going to discuss about these three later on. You don't have to really know them right now because the default is self and you are probably only gonna be using blank to open it in a new tab. Okay, again, the default is the same tab. If you add underscore blank to the target attribute, you get a brand new tab. Okay, now let's say that we have to make the website a little bigger for this, so I'm going to go to inc.com and I'm going to open an article and I'm going to copy, come on, a paragraph and paste it like a million times in here. I think 5 times is enough. Let's refresh. Yep. Okay. Let's say that we create some new links. Pointed to nothing for now. And type paragraph, actually first paragraph, and copy this, let's say 3 times. Third and fourth paragraph. And refresh. Okay. Maybe add some class. Yeah, we could add some class and make it look better. Class paragraphs. Okay, so let's say in the CSS a dot paragraphs we want it, let's say 30 pixels, no decoration, transition 5 seconds, and when it comes to hovering, of course we have to change that. We want them to become tomato color. We want plain Arial. We want 125% and 200 millisecond transition. Okay, let's see how it works. Yeah, great. Let's add the class to the other two. Save, refresh, and great. Now this works just fine. Okay. What we want right now, whenever we click on right here, we want to be to move to the first paragraph. Whenever we click right here, we want to move to the third, and whenever we click here, we want to move to the fourth paragraph. There is a trick that we can use if we have an ID on each paragraph. Let's say ID equals P1, like the McLaren P1 I got in my garage. Yeah, whiz. Okay. What we have to do is point to has B1. Let's save and try this out. Refresh, click here, and what the browser does is move the selected item, the selected element with the same ID to the very top of the tab of the window. Okay, and this, as you probably know, will work for everything we add. Let's say 3b4. Let's add ID to the third and the fourth paragraph. Okay, and save. Refresh. First part, we have, we have to zoom in a little bit. First paragraph all the way to the top. Third paragraph all the way to the top. And fourth paragraph, it will not go, just like the third and the fourth, it will not go all the way to the top because there is no more text underneath. Shall we add, let's say, some more paragraphs? Let me copy that like a million times. Okay, save. Then, yeah, it will, if I zoom in, it will move to the third or fourth paragraph. Okay, but if there's no more text, it can simply not move right there. Okay, even the first paragraph cannot reach the top always. You have to zoom in a little bit or add more content to the page. Okay guys, that was pretty much about links. What did we learn? We learned that we can point to an internal HTML file in the same folder or some other folder by using slash folder name blah 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 or double dots for a folder upwards, etc. We can use CSS to change the appearance of the links. We can use classes for to change only certain HTML elements. Sorry guys, to change only certain HTML elements or several in different ways. We can edit only the visited, only the hovered ones, or all the links. Okay, then we can open links in a new window or in the same window by default. We can also point in an actual HTML element in the same file, or we could also point in a different file. Okay, I almost forgot. Let's say that, let's copy this. Let's say that we wanted to point to second.html to hash k1. Okay, let's copy this paragraph a million times once more. Okay, like done. Okay, let's say that this had an ID of k1. If we save everything and refresh, yeah, let me change this. Should not say for paragraph. This should go to k1. Refresh. Oh my god, I changed the class. I'm sorry guys. Go to k1. This happens. Okay, it's alright. If we click on go to k1, okay, then it will, oh come on, we will be redirected to the paragraph with ID k1 in a different page. Okay, this is the second page. So you can not only point in the same file, in an element in the same file, but you can point in an element in a different file, or even a different website. Okay, for example, if let's say ink.com has any IDs in here, let me check, inspect. Do we have any IDs? Any IDs, guys? Any IDs? IDs for the people? Any IDs? Any IDs? Come on. Okay, I saw some ID. Where is it? Where did I see that? I did see an actual ID. Okay. ID equals Facebook, blah blah blah. Okay. Let's say ink.com add this ID. Actually, this is a script, so we cannot actually point here. We need to. Oh, okay. Another script. Too many scripts. Come on, they only use IDs for scripts. What's going on? Okay, let's suppose. Let's not lose time. Let's suppose they actually had a freaking element with an ID. Maybe they do, but I did not notice anyway. Let's suppose this element right here had an actual ID. Okay, we could point to int.com and say has ID name and copy this and paste it in here. Okay, in the reference. And it would work just as well. So that's gonna be all, guys, for this lesson. In the next one, we're going to talk more about images. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and see you in the next video.